Hello everyone, Luke of Light here. It's that time of year. RWBY Volume 5 has finally released its first episode. So I will be looking down this way, but just know that as I'm looking down, I'm actually looking up because, you know, the two things. But I need to get me a webcam, like an actual webcam, that way I don't have to worry about lighting. But yep, it is 1:03 p.m., so this episode's been out for a while. I just woke up like not even an hour ago. That's why my eyes kind of look a little droopy, because I was up late last night watching stuff, and I was sipping on Red's Apple Ale. That shit's addicting as hell. By the way, kids, don't drink that stuff. At least until you're 21. Drink responsibly as well. Anyways, enough of the PSA shit. Quickly recap. We all know that all the characters, all four of the main characters, are headed for Haven. RWBY and company, they've already arrived after, you know, beating up the Knucklelave and Deus Ex Machina saving them, or Deus Ex Haven, because the ships just show up like, oh, we saw the smoke, we have to investigate. It's like, okay. All right, we'll roll with it, I guess. You know, like, I've been watching a lot of videos from, say, like, Celtic Productions, Batman Falling, those type of people that have been really critical of the show, and they make a lot of good points. I mean, and it's not to say that they're hating on the show, they're just saying the show could be so much more than it actually is. Like, they're basically doing the bare minimum to get by with this stuff, and I yeah, they are. They could do so much more with this show, and this volume, unlike the previous, well, unlike volumes 2 and 3 and 4, is now 14 episodes instead of 12, so maybe their formatting is going to change for the better, because Volume 4 was a bit of a mess. And, you know, shows like The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, excuse me, Game of Thrones, man, my throat's dry. Game of Thrones, they can barely, or not they can barely, but sometimes they get the whole multi-storyline thing, you know, they get it right the first time, but then there's some episodes where they just don't get it at all. And it's like, we don't have enough time for certain storylines. We focus on things that are irrelevant. We have filler scenes just to fill in that time slot and that type of thing. Volume 4 didn't have that. They just didn't have enough of the, they didn't have enough fluff. They hit the main points, but they didn't add, you know, the subplot, not the subplots, but the sub points, if you will. Like, we could have had more of things going on. Like, I think it was episode 4 that was like 12 minutes. I was like, why would you make an episode that's 12 minutes? You have an additional 4 minutes. You could have inserted a Yang scene, a Weiss scene. I felt like Blake and RWBY had the most screen time. Weiss and Yang definitely needed more. But what we got, you know, it was good. And actually, if you watch Volume 4 as just like a straight movie, like if you bought the DVD, which I've got it, and it's also in Blu-ray. So it was nice of them to sell both the DVD and Blu-ray for like $20. I was like, "Ooh, shit, I'll take it." But yeah, if you watch it from start to finish, it actually is a lot better watching it that way than episodically. So I feel like they're making it more of a they're releasing segments of a movie is what they're doing. That's what it feels like. But or at least with Volume 4, that's what they did. But anyways, you know, yeah, I'll leave a timestamp down below if you don't want to hear me ramble. You just want me to get into the reaction. So, anyways, and I apologize if my voice sounds off again. My sleep schedule's been all kinds of out of whack, and I was drinking last night, and yeah, Drunkle Crow. All right, anyways, let us go. Let us proceed. Oops. I have technical difficulties. Okay, it's not letting me adjust the there. Hold on. Hold on. Is my sound acting up again? Headset, earphone, headset, microphone. What the fuck? Give me 1 second, folks. Okay, technical difficulties aside, I think I figured this out. Anyways, let us begin. Sorry about that. Apparently, Bandicam and XSplit have 2 different sound sources.
City of Mistral.
Oh, that is loud.
It's about time. Whose idea was it to walk again?
Well, we did face many obstacles. Broken airships, destroyed settlements.
Oh, and you know,
did.
all those people and monsters that tried to murder us.
We were fine. Only one of us almost died.
Hey.
Hey.
They're
How
like,
much fun
hey.
did you Academy? Almost there. I'd have figured I'd take you kids on the scenic route.
The scenic route. Because I haven't been down the scenic route long enough. Where they were walking and walking and walking. Alright, so now we're going to see Haven.
This is
Holy shit, it is Rivendell. Or Rivendell.
That's certainly something.
Oh my gosh, look at all the weapons!
Vendors here have said
Look at all the
just about
weapons!
anything, whether they should or not.
They really made the most out of these mountains.
Every inch.
So they're using still
Stay
images
away from
to...
the lower levels, but the higher
show
you
it.
go, the nicer it gets.
And we are going up!
Alright, the frame rate's a little... It's a little off. I might need to check the audio on this video.
So, how much farther?
We're in the home stretch now. No more stops from here to Mistral. Sorry for the long trip. Keeping us off the radar's been harder than I thought. Lots of air traffic around northern Anima.
Why would you need to be off the radar?
It's fine.
Nobody knows that you have
I
Weiss.
just hope I haven't been a burden.
You and your money are more than welcome on this ship, kid.
Uh-oh. Oh, is this going to be the scene where they're chased by the rapier wasps?
Everything okay?
I don't know. I'm still over Lake Matsu. Shouldn't be picking up broadcasts this far from Mistral. Someone must be close.
Mayday! Mayday! We are a small passenger flight and our Huntress is down! We aren't equipped to deal with this!
Oh, man.
The Grim hit us 400 clicks north of the southern shoreline.
Uh-oh.
Get him off us! If anyone can hear this...
Interception time,
We're
or...
going to help them, right?
What? No. I'm trying to avoid them.
But
Why?
they'll die.
Yeah.
Look, if we picked up their transmission, I'm sure someone else did too. Besides, this is a cargo ship. She's
like
not
the-
much
it's
good in
like-
a fight.
It's like you're seeing a crime
Finish
committed,
this
everybody
job,
assumes
get
everybody
home.
called 911. That's what this is.
Sorry, kid. My ship, my rules.
Then again, yeah, it is a cargo ship. It's not like they could do much to begin with. Even though the Grimm's gonna attack them, we know where they are. Ugh. Probably should have waited until I woke up a little bit before recording this. Also, having the light on is really not helping me. It's very,
We made it.
Chinese/Japanese-esque. I want to say Japanese. Then again, I think Mistral's supposed to be like the Eastern Asia type
Hello?
culture thing, similar to how Vale is pretty much like Western Europe.
Hello? Maybe try louder?
Try
There
louder.
doesn't seem to be anyone here.
Maybe they're on a lunch break.
I guess school isn't really in session right now.
Oh.
Maybe that's it.
No, this isn't right.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
Wait for us!
I get the feeling we're gonna meet Lionheart. And I'm guessing Lionheart sent everybody away, maybe?
Get ready. There could be trouble.
Oh. Oh, great, you already killed him. Mission.
Professor Lionheart?
Good job.
Crow! For crying out loud, you nearly scared me half to death!
I'm old Crow, you
Hey,
can't do this to
Why
me.
weren't you waiting for us at the entrance?
Oh, right. Apologies. I guess time slipped away from me.
You're joking.
Where is everybody?
Budget.
You
That
must
they
be
couldn't
students
afford
Crow
them.
mentioned.
Yes, sir. Ruby Rose.
Jean Arc.
Nor Valkyrie.
Lyren.
A pleasure to meet you all. Leonardo Lionheart at your service.
Leonardo
I'm
Lionheart.
afraid most of my staff is currently away until classes resume, but...
What? Leo, you can't be serious. Who's guarding the relic?
Crow, the children!
Already know. I filled them in. What do
Uh-oh.
you mean your staff is away?
And budgeting reasons.
Filled them in?
So, is this not going at all like anyone thought it would?
Obviously not. Also, Leo's one to talk, given you know who he's doing business with.
Unbelievable!
Total garbage.
Oh. Wasn't expecting to see them.
Let them get away with this.
Nice.
Well, at least you two can finally agree on
Yeah,
something.
right. Hello, Kali. Milfadonna.
Guys. Everything's gonna be okay.
I wonder what happened. Well, obviously we're gonna find out here in a minute.
Miss. Can I get you anything?
Just a little time to myself, if that's all right.
Sure thing. Just call if you need me.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Ilya for some reason. It's just some random house guard.
You need better security.
Speak of the devil?
Please, I just need to talk. How could you take the fall for them, Ilya? Blake, Corsic and Finnick blamed you. We confronted them tonight and they denied knowing anything, and everything we found on your scroll, it talked about how disappointed they were to hear that you'd sided with Adam.
And of course
you and I both know they're guilty.
Yeah, exactly. They are. I mean, they gave themselves away.
Anything. That scroll might not have been enough to lock them up, but it's enough to sway the Faunas here. When we go public tomorrow, they're not going to stand for any of it. And neither should you. Your plan isn't gonna work, Blake.
That's what you think.
Please. Just leave Menagerie before it's too late.
Alright, so yeah, Ilya's not
You're going to have to make me.
She's not a villain per se. She's just on the wrong side. Because she does care about Blake. And she does want to fight Blake. And just as much as I'm sure Blake does want to fight her. In fact, I think Blake would prefer she sided with them. Which I believe is what she was trying to convey here. Like, hey, just fucking join us.
I have to say, Crow, this all seems very reckless. Even for you.
No, reckless is leaving one of the relics completely unguarded. It's not checking in with Oz for ages.
There was nothing to check in about before the fall of Beacon, but since that day, Mistral has been in chaos. Vale wasn't the only kingdom to suffer that night. Everyone was watching. Every house in every kingdom saw that poor girl ripped to pieces, saw monsters crawling over the city, Atlesian knights attacking citizens, and then nothing. You could feel the dread in the air. With all that negativity, you can imagine what it was like when the Grimm came for us.
Oh man, so yeah, the Grimm just came and attacked everybody.
Territory is the widest reaching in the world, you know, and that makes it infinitely harder to protect. We lost so many great huntsmen, teachers from this very institution, and it's only gotten worse.
What do you mean?
See, this kind of seemed to be more powerful if he was looking down at like some graves.
We dealt with the Grimm, but the Mistral Council's still at odds with representatives from Atlas.
I hate this tell me don't show me thing they do. I really hate it.
Now it's the closing of borders. I'm not sure what happened to James in Vale, but it seems to have only worsened some of his more unfortunate tendencies.
Yeah, it really has. It's almost gone full-blown tyrant.
On top of everything, we still don't know where the Spring Maiden is.
Yeah, Raven has her.
The reason we need the huntsman and huntresses here.
Okay. Things are bad. They're bad. But we can figure this out. Why is the Spring Maiden so important?
Same reason the Fall Maiden's important.
Filled them in.
Mostly filled in. Look, there's a lot to cover, okay? I quit teaching for a reason.
Casually chugs his whiskey.
The 4 maidens each have the power to perform feats of magic. And they are the only ones capable of reaching the relics.
What? The relics are each locked inside a chamber that can only be opened by a specific maiden.
Oh,
Winter
okay.
for the gift of creation, summer for destruction, fall for choice, and spring for knowledge.
For knowledge, I figured spring would be creation.
Spring is the problem.
What happened to her?
She went MIA.
She was determined at first when she inherited her powers. But the weight of responsibility proved to be too much for the child. She ran, abandoned her training, everyone.
Didn't handle it.
That was over a decade ago.
Yeah, where the fuck's Oscar at?
Telling where she could be now.
I know. At least I have a pretty good idea.
My sister has her.
Are you serious?
It's not exactly good news.
What are you talking about? This is incredible news. After all these years, where?
I did some digging around. Looks like after Spring ran away, she was picked up by bandits, specifically the Brownwind tribe.
Brownwind tribe. So that's where they got their last name from.
Yang's mom?
That's right. That's about where they've set up their main camp. It's where they fall back to after raids and scouting missions. Raven's managed to gain a lot of followers since she returned to the tribe. And I'm sure when the Spring Maiden showed up, it only made things easier.
Well, Crow, I've got to hand it to you. With these coordinates, we can mount a retrieval force and head out in a few weeks.
He's gonna hand her over to frickin' Watts. That's what he's planning.
Weeks?
I don't know that, but I'm guessing that's
right.
what he's...
Leo, maybe you didn't hear me. My sister has the Spring Maiden, and I know where she is.
I think that's the bargain.
We need to go as soon as possible.
Is he hands over the maiden, and then
perhaps you
Haven
think
is
here than
spared.
me. This kingdom is in shambles. As soon as possible does not mean tomorrow. It means as soon as I can convince the rest of the council that I need huntsmen more than they do. Unfortunately, bandit tribes aren't very high on their list of priorities when the threat of war is just on the horizon.
Then
Fair enough.
Council, we'll do it ourselves. You and I are trained huntsmen, and these kids aren't exactly pushovers.
No, they aren't.
Perhaps there's a more peaceful way to approach this?
We need to get Spring
A more
as far
peaceful
away from
way.
here as possible. But Raven isn't going to give up her most prized possession without a fight.
Unfortunately, you and your sister are evenly matched, and I'm not the fighter I used to be. No offense, but these students and I can't take on an entire bandit tribe and a maiden that's no doubt had years to hone her skills.
Well, you get
We
Yang,
need to be
Blake,
positive we can apprehend
Weiss.
Spring, because if we fail, Raven and her tribe will scatter, and we'll be lost. We get one shot at this, and it needs to be perfect.
You know, Oz wouldn't be happy with any of this if he were here.
Perhaps you're
Speaking of
right.
Oz.
But he's not. I'm doing the very best I can.
There has to be something we can do.
What about Cinder? She came with Emerald and Mercury from Haven. Do you have anything on them?
We pulled their files after the fall of Beacon. Nothing but lies and forgeries.
And John wants to kill her.
Well, I can't say this has been a warm reunion, Leo.
I'm sorry. I know you've all traveled a long way, but I will do everything I can to help.
Sure. We'll stay in the city for the time being. Local comms are still up. Keep in touch.
I get the feeling Watts was in there, listening in on them. I have that feeling.
It was nice meeting you, Professor.
Likewise.
And I also think he was in on the whole Cinder being from Haven thing. He created an alibi for them.
Leo, we have got to work on your improvisational skills.
Okay, so that should prove that Whitley was not the little friend that people keep theorizing. That right there is proof that it was Watts.
So, what do we do now?
You four head back to the house. I need a drink.
You just had a drink. It's Chuckle Crow. In a way, I'm kind of like him. I'm just like, yeah, when I hear, some shit news, I'm just like, I'm gonna drink it off. I'm just gonna go drink it off.
Excuse me.
Oh, okay, so we're reusing footage from Volume 4, are we?
You know, I don't think they allow kids in here, Pipsqueak.
Although, in saying that,
I'm getting there.
It is kind of funny that these two guys, Crow is voiced by the guy that voiced Edward Elric, And Oscar's voiced by the guy that did Alphonse.
I'm supposed to tell you.
And Crow's calling him a pipsqueak.
I'd like my cane back.
I do like that callback to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, or just Full Metal Alchemist in general. I'm mildly annoyed that they're reusing footage from Volume 4.
It's good to see you again, Oz.
Like, if they were to do a recap before the episode started, that's one thing, but reusing footage, no bueno. Just right.
Aren't you a little young to be drinking?
Yang!
Water. It's hot out.
Oh, water.
Oh, sure.
Are you telling me you're too young to drink? You look like a regular huntress. And a beauty at that.
Oh, great.
I'm good. Thanks, pal.
I really do like her outfit. Like, holy
Not
shit.
Too bulky, not too lean.
Oh, this is the dude she punches in
Just
the
right.
trailer.
Yep. Like I said, I'm good.
And your hair.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, shit. It was in this moment that he realized he fucked up. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Well, that thing was bouncy as shit. Was he made of rubber?
This one's
He's just like, I don't know what happened, but here you go.
Driving me crazy.
Well, hell? Oh, is that from punching him? Right, because I thought she hit him with the metal
what
arm.
brings you around these parts?
Thanks. And I'm, looking for someone.
Not many people come out here, too far from the kingdoms. Only person worth noting around here is... well,
Raven.
Raven Bronwyn. Thanks again.
So she's
Now,
not...
Missy, you don't want to go messing with bandits. They're a world of trouble.
So I hear.
So she's not looking for Ruby. I'm kind of disappointed. Figured she was looking for Ruby, but yeah, I guess. I mean...
Hey, girly.
Girly.
Seriously? This isn't over?
I heard you're looking for someone.
Uh-oh. Okay, so he's one of Raven's goons. And this is where they're going to meet Oscar. Also, I noticed a distinct lack of Ruby. But yeah, this is the scene where they essentially tease Orange. So I think Oscar's going to be part of what's left of Juniper. And then they're going to have Ruby get back together. Team Ruby, I should say. Get back together. May I help you?
Help you?
Yes, I'm looking for Ruby. You know, the main character of the series?
Yeah. Is there a Ruby Rose here?
Oh, I was just fucking kidding. I wasn't being serious.
Well...
I found him.
What the fuck, Crow?
I think her uncle could use some help.
Oh.
Nah, he's fine.
I found him.
What is going on out there? Can't a girl read her comics in peace?
Wait, what?
Crow, did you get drunk again?
Obviously. Maybe.
You have silver eyes.
Whoa.
Who are you?
Your future husband?
Well, my name is Oscar Pine.
But I'm actually husband.
You probably know me as Professor Ozpen.
I did it.
Okay, they're gonna think he's drunk. Was that it? Oh, wow, that was short. All right.
Back to the fairy tale, back to
Kind of a soft opener, but okay. The episode, not the song. I like that shot of Watts. That was really good. Cinder and the bandits. So I wonder if the bandits have something to do with her. Oh, hey, we're gonna get Mercury again. So obviously that means we'll be getting Emerald. Oh, damn. That's a scary shot of Salem. Okay, so that was... end credits here. Yeah, they only got 40 seconds left, so that was it. Okay. Bit of a... I'm not too big on the theme song, I don't think. That's definitely not... I don't think they'll ever have one as good as Volume 1. I think Volume 1 had the best one by far. That's just my opinion. But yeah, not too big on that intro song. Maybe it'll take me a couple of listens to really get into it. But I like the opening cinematic. Now that was good. But I gotta admit, for an episode or for a season opener, this one felt it felt slower paced than what they normally have, because usually they have a big like fight sequence. I think because Volume 1 had the whole Roman Torchwick versus RWBY, and then Glinda and Cinder showing up. Volume 2, I think, had the food fight. Volume 3 had the kickoff of the tournament, and then Volume 4, of course, had the Geist. But I'm not digging him for being slow. I'm actually okay because they set up the story right here, because you had Crow and the gang. They met Professor Lionheart. They had a discussion about what's going on, and they have their goal. Their goal now is to look for the Spring Maiden, who is currently being held by Raven. And then you had Weiss got touched on. Not a whole hell of a lot happened with her. We just know that she's still on her way. And then she does have that motive to like, hey, maybe we should help them out. And the guy's like, can't do it. So Yang is also, in fact, speaking of Raven, Yang is in fact looking for Raven instead of looking for RWBY, which I'm mildly disappointed, but at the same time, I get it. I get the points. I don't think we're going to have a RWBY versus Yang over that. I think Yang will inevitably side with RWBY and company, because I don't see her ever turning on her sister, ever. Like, the closest she'll ever get to turning on her sister happened at the end of Volume 3, where she's just kind of like, yeah, I'm done. And then, of course, you have Blake and Gira and all them. They're planning to expose the White Fang's corruption from within. Of course, what's his name? Finnick and Corsic, I think their names are. They like presented the evidence of like, hey, look what we found that Ilya had. And they're like, oh, well, Ilya, for shame. She's with the heretics or the extremists or whatever. Even though Gira and all them know that Corsic and Finnick are with Adam Taurus's version of the White Fang, or rather that the White Fang in general is just full of, as Flaming Shark would put it, full of potatoes. So, yeah, a slow opener, but it set things up, which is what an opener should do, is set the whole plot line up. So, RWBY and them are looking for the Spring Maiden, Yang's looking for Raven, Blake's looking to stop the White Fang, and then Weiss is just looking to find her sister, who I'm expecting to play a major role in this, given the freaking character short that she had. So, as far as character death predictions go, Winter is there. I think Winter could die. And these are just completely based off of like nothing, like no evidence out whatsoever, but just the only evidence I have is the one line she had in the Weiss short, and that is, I won't be around to protect you forever. But just because she said that doesn't necessarily mean she's going to die. She could be incapacitated, or nothing at all could happen. The show is not exactly, carefree in killing off characters. They are very... That is one thing I will give them, is that when they kill off a character, there is a plot reason for them dying. Except for Roman Torchwick, although it was more like just his time was up. Like, his character fulfilled its role. But overall, yeah, I like this episode. This episode was a good opener for setting things up, as I said before. You don't have to have an action sequence. The closest thing we got to that was, Yang punching the bandit dude, who is obviously affiliated with Raven's gang. So we probably might see Raven next episode. or at least we're going to get more of her in this volume. And I'm assuming also that Crow's now considered a main character instead of a recurring one, which is what he was in volumes 3 and 4. I know people would probably put him in the main character category, but he was more of a recurring character because he was popping up in various episodes. He wasn't consistently in the show, so I don't think we'll be seeing him die, especially after the last volume. I don't think they'll kill him off. Like, they'll do all of that just to kill him off the very next volume. I don't think they'll do that. But yeah, you know, I don't really have a whole lot I could predict as far as character deaths go. But anywho, that was RWBY episode 1 of volume 5. I enjoyed it. Only thing I could really ding it for was the reusing the volume 4 footage. But I guess they did that because you know, it's been a year and they need to show like where Oscar came from. So I guess I can give it a pass on that. It's not the end of the world. It was like less than a minute long, or that scene was like less than a minute long. So, but anyways, I've been Lookup Light. This was RWBY volume 5 episode 1, and I shall see you all for whatever video I upload next.